So, few days before Rosh Hashana, right? So now it's Monday, actually Tuesday already. Rosh Hashana is coming. So it's from Netivot Shalom. It's from volume B about the Chagim. It's the third מאמר. יום תרועה יהיה לכם. So in the 7 months, באחד לחודש, right? בחודש השביעי, באחד לחודש, יום תרועה יהיה לכם, right? It's from the פרשה במדבר, in the 7 months, in the first of the months, it will be a יום תרועה. תרועה, it's like, I don't know, blowing the shofar, right? So Tora is something significant. I don't know how you translate it to English. When you blow the shofar for a certain type of sound, it's called Tora. We have Shvarim, Tora, right? So he said here, Yesh להתבונן, we need to observe very carefully because we didn't find in other place a commandment to blow the shofar. But this one is like a determination, which is the essence of the day of Rosh Hashana. It doesn't say the new year or the head of the year. It just said the yom of blowing the shofar. The Lord, not only that, but also it means from the verse, right? Yom Teruah Yelachem, that the whole day is a day of Teruah. That's the main thing of the day. In the Zohar HaKadosh, he bring here Aşri Yodei Teruah, praiseworthy the nation that knows Teruah, right? But it doesn't say hear or blow, only knows Teruah.
Only right? What?
Knows, no, they know Teruah. They know, not hear, listen, or blow. They know Teruah, right? Yodei Teruah, Aşri Ha'am Yodei Teruah. From knowing, from that, from wisdom, that they know. Okay, not hear or blow. Aşri Ha'am Yodei Teruah. Praiseworthy the nation that knows Teruah. Very interesting. Right? So you bring him more in the Zohar. He said, in order to understand the word of the Zohar, and what does it mean, Yodei Teruah, right? He said, and he bring another pasuk, זה שהזכיר עניין תורעם בשבט ברזל, that Hashem can break things or do something with the whip from iron. It means that the Teruah is breaking the shells and the judgment. But it doesn't mean, or it doesn't sound from the continuance of what he says in the Razat Teruah, like the secret of the Teruah, and we, the nation, know the divine secrets about that. Very interesting. So what's the secret that is related to the Teruah? Another thing we need to understand, it says in Tehillim, right? And we say every Thursday in Shir Shel Yom, Tiku b'chodesh shofar, b'kesel yom chagenu, right? Blow in the months of the shofar, b'kesel yom chagenu, right? And then they say, what does it mean, kesel? Kesel, when something is getting covered, hidden. So which month is covered? And it says Rosh Hashana, right? Because all the chagim, which day they are falling, the chagim, which day they're happening? Always the 15th, right? Except Kippur, which is the 10th. Sukkot, Shavuot, Pesach, right? And Rosh Hashanah is in the 1st. So Kesei would mean that the moon is hidden. It's like it's the smallest size of the moon, right? The other Chagim, we have almost a full moon. We said, okay, so that's the day, and doesn't say specifically blow the shofar in the months of the head of the months, right? In the Rosh Chodesh Tishrei. Just about Keseh, right? Something that is hidden. And it will explain, according to the analogy, the holy analogy from the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh Zechuto Agenenu, that he bring in the Degel Machane Ephraim, in the Haftarah of Parashat Tavo. So he said, there was a king, and he built a maze, and many dividers, right, that conceiving people, right, like not conceive, what's the word, deceiving people, you know, some with mirrors, and between the dividers and the blinders, whatever, I mean, there are animals, scary animals, right? Why? So people will get scared, and they're not, if they want to see the king, wow, they have to pass all of that. So they will get scared from that. We said, okay, that was the analogy. And what's the nimshal? ואם כי אור פני המלך, right, the light that coming from our king, from Hashem, is lighting in all the world, and his honor filling the whole creation, right? But we have ktalim, we have like walls that surrounding and hiding the face of the king. And he said, and even someone that is overcome and is passing few of these dividers or wall, really is very difficult for him. How can he continue? Because each and every wall is higher than the other one. But only the son of the king, somebody that really have in his heart the desire burn really to see the king, then he will do anything he can. However, still physically he cannot pass, right? Crazy walls, scary animals. So what does he do? He scream, Hashem, Hashem, right? Lama azavtani, why did you left me? So with his broken heart and the burning desire, he will be able eventually maybe to skip and climb, etc., and see Hashem. And then actually he see that all of the things were just an illusion. It's not a real divider, not real walls. And Hashem is there sitting on his throne. So, and this is how he explained, according to the pasuk, right? According to that, he explained the pasuk, Ashri am יודעי Tora, worthy or praiseworthy the nation that knows Tora, right? Hashem be'or panecha elchon, that we walk in the face of the light of the face of Hashem. And Tora melashon shvira, right? We have Tora and we have shvarim, but we don't know if it's two, right? We don't know for sure. That's why we do all the combination and the different type of order, right? So we're not sure exactly what is Tora, but we know that there is a word Tora and shvarim, right? Which is shvarim is to break things, break all the dividers, break all the walls that keeping us away from Hashem. And then we can understand there is nothing. It's all an illusion. So this is Rosh Hashana, which is bechinat bekesel yom chagenu. It's like lashon kisui v'asdara. It's like words of hiding and covering. But the righteous people, because they yearn to Hashem, so they scream to Hashem. So Akim b'mar nafsham, right? Because Hashem, Hashem, lama azavtani, Hashem, Hashem, why you left me? Because their desire is to enjoy from the ziv Shechina. And for these people, Hashem is revealed the light of Him. And that's why then it says, and then they will be signed in the book of the life people. And he said, and this mashal, this analogy is not related only to Rosh Hashanah, but it's like it's a general scenario. It's like from all the of the whole world. This is how the world is always. That's why it says olam in Hebrew. Olam, it's from also the root of e'alem, of hidden. This world is hiding. It's like we don't see really the truth, because the whole essence of this world is blinders, wall, dividers, etc., to take us away from Hashem. And they are scaring us. And even when we overcome few of the walls and the dividers, still we're standing sometime in front of a huge wall and we don't know how to pass it. So then we need to scream to Hashem. Scream to Hashem. And the Yetzer Hara, right? He said, Timtum hamoach ve'alev, right? When the heart and the brain are opaque, sealed, and all the other obstacles that the evil inclination is throwing at us. Why? Because he wants to take us away from Hashem, to keep us distant from Hashem, and not to see the light of Hashem. And then he's trying to tempt us for all the Isurim, etc., etc. But he can do that only when we don't see the light of Hashem, when we don't have a desire to Hashem. So if somebody doesn't have a desire to Hashem or doesn't really want to be close to Hashem, then the evil inclination control him. And all these mechitzot, right, all these dividers and walls that keeping us away from Hashem, he said there are things that are thin like a hair, which mean it's not really bad desires that, we don't have the desire, Baruch Hashem, to go to the beach on Shabbat or to do something which is really an Isur. We are not there anymore, right? Maybe in the beginning of the tshuva. But the things that are very sensitive, the nuances. For example, he said, the evil inclination can trick us in such kind of a situation or condition that will cause chas v'chalila somebody to give up on the feeling of being close to Hashem. And he will be satisfied only with the Torah and the Avodah, Torah and Davening, like as is. What does it mean? Like the analogy of the Magid HaGadol Mimazdarit. She said, so there is a person that wants to see the king, right? He go to the palace and he wants to see the king. But you cannot just go inside, right? You have ministers, you have officers, and they're telling him, hi, what do you want? Oh, you want something from the king? Yeah, we can give it to you. You don't have to go inside and fill the paperwork and do the security screening and everything. We can help you. Don't worry, we can help you. So they tempt him to stay. But the clever person said, you know what? I don't want anything. I just want to see the king. I'm here to see the king. So then they will open the gates, right? He will fill the paperwork, etc., and he will go inside because he just wants to be close to the king. Basically, it's to Hashem. And this is the nuance. So sometimes, people are satisfied just to be close to a rabbi or something else, and they don't have the the closeness to Hashem. These are the nuances, the very thin things. And this is Inyan Rosh Hashana, which is Bekesel Yom Chagenu, again, the covering, which is the day of judgment, which is Bechinat Aster Panim. It's like we don't see Hashem, right? We don't see Hashem. It's called Aster Panim, right? There is a concept of that Hashem is hiding himself. Because when the Hashem is not hiding himself, then there are no judgment, no dinim. And we learn that Rosh Hashanah is the day of judgment for the entire creation. Everything is being judged if it's still serving the purpose of the world, right? In the world. And also it says in Tora Kadosh, right? What's the secret of Shabbat, the hidden thing or the thing that is Shabbat? That all the dinim, all the judgment are running away from Shabbat, because Shabbat itself is like spiritual light from Hashem. So nothing negative can remain. Everything is going away. And the place of light, there is no darkness, right? And then all day, it's called in the Zohar, Shultaneh Rogzinu Mare Dedina, everything is running away. He said, and indeed, the whole context of the day of Yom Adin Bekese, it's like in a hidden time, because then Hashem can judge. And then we have dividers and walls, etc. And that's the main essence of Rosh Hashanah, which is like covered with smoke. And therefore Hashem commanded us, Tik'u b'chodesh shofar, that we should blow the shofar. Because in the time of Hashem is hiding himself, the only thing is to scream, Hashem, Hashem, why you left me? And then all the blinder and divider will break. Because really, it's not only the judgment, but it's also the prosecutors. They are trying to stop us. And this is the power, right? The strength of the shofar. Shiganuchi ganach ve'elu leyaleh, right? It's like vetching and screaming and crying. And it's expressing the inner scream of us inside. Hashem, Hashem, why you left me? Because the Sitra Achra, the other side, they don't understand that inner crying from the depth of the heart. So that's why the sound of the shofar is getting stronger and stronger, and it's reaching out to the Kisei Kavod. And then all the dividers will break and fall. And that's why it says Yom Truah Alachem. Not only the mitzvah of blowing, but the main thing of that day is the Truah. That's the main thing. So what about this Shabbat, right? In Shabbat, we cannot blow the shofar. And Chachamim were metaken, right? And tiknu. The thing that we cannot blow the shofar, it's very interesting. Why? The reason, because maybe someday, somewhere, somebody that will need to practice, he will carry the shofar, during Shabbat, so nobody can blow the shofar anymore. Right? They used to do it in Bet HaMikdash, but after Bet HaMikdash destroyed, they were taken that nobody can carry it. It's a very interesting reason why. And so this is the depth of the Zohar. The Truah, omnam inyana teroem b'shem v'zeh, like Hashem is using a rod from iron or an iron whip to break the dividers and all the things that are keeping us away to Hashem. And praiseworthy the nation that know this secret, so they know how to get closer to Hashem. You know, and every year I'm looking at people, you know, we go to shul, you see people driving, going, working, doing everything. Nobody understands that the whole creation are being judged that in these 2 days. First day is the harsh judgment, and the second day is the soft judgment. But by the screaming of the shofar, we are breaking all the dividers. And he says, so all of these analogies that we learn, the tzaddikim gmurim, right, the righteous people, the complete righteous, they are signed, they are written and signed le'alta, like retroactively for life. These are the one, right? They don't right? These are the one that do not accept the giving up and go back when they see all of the obstacle that the evil inclination putting, but they are with mesirut nefesh, they're breaking all the walls until they see that everything is just an illusion. And then by default, all the judgment have been sweetened, and they gain to that merit of to see the light of Hashem, right? The light of Hashem. And one of the way for us to do it is by blowing the shofar. In our case, we were going to hear the shofar. And in our case, on the first day, we're going to say Yom Zichron Truah, right? Like a day of commemorating the Truah on Shabbat, because we cannot blow the shofar. So it is if like we did it, which actually is a very high day, Shabbat Rosh Hashana, even though we don't blow the shofar, because again, it's a spiritual thing. So here he's repeating, and he said that even if you have a divider from iron, it's not going to separate us from Hashem, right? I'm just skipping a little bit. And that we have to break our hearts and have the faith and belief that Hashem's will, that nobody should left behind, all of us, right? And that's why Rosh Hashanah usually and Yom Kippur, the day that even the most secular people in Israel, they go to shul. Like most of the people are going to shul, even the one that don't go during the year. This is the main thing of the shofar, because that blowing is like the inner scream from the inside, breaking all the ktalim, all the walls, etc. And also these two things in Rosh Hashanah are hinted in the verse, Ashri am יודעי תרועה, praiseworthy the nation that knows Truah, which is broken heart, and the bitterness inside that, okay, this is today the day of the judgment, and we're all going to judge. And Hashem, and we walk in the light of the face of Hashem, which is actually the covenant. We're doing again, we're rejuvenating or renewing the contract between us and Hashem, because we're crowning Hashem, right? We're making him our king, and we're giving ourselves to Hashem and said, okay, you are a king and you're going to judge us. So it's like we're doing this, renewing the contract each and every year. And this is also hinted in the order of the tkiyot, which include in tkiyah, shvarim, and teruah, right? It says in Aramaic, genuchi genich, ve'eluli yelil, right? It's like crying, right? So first it's like we're crying, then we're accepting, and then we are crowning Hashem with the blowing one, the long one, etc. Right? And these two things, crowning Hashem and renewing the covenant, it says maybe there is some kind of a contradiction here, because if we don't know or we don't do a cheshbon nefesh about our past, what did we do? How can we crown Hashem to be our king? But truly, he said, yeah, we can have them together. So it's fine. The Truah shel shvira, crying from what we did because we acknowledge the sin or the bad thing that we did, and then blowing the shofar to crown Hashem, to make him our king, and it's all mixed up together. It's one big pot. And he says, like it bring here from Maran HaKadosh Mikovin, that if a Jew cannot stand in front of Hashem and daven, right, and praying to Hashem, and pour his heart, even after the worst thing that he did, then he doesn't understand what is Chasiduth and what is Judaism. So this is really, again, a big chance that Hashem is always giving us. Even though every year we say, we're going to be better, and probably we are not as we promised that we're going to be. Because it says, משום שאף שעליו באמת להיות מאשרי העם יודעי התרועה, yes, indeed, he should be from the praiseworthy, the people that knows Torah, and to understand the severity of the sin. But in the same time, he needs to know that Hashem doesn't want anyone to be left behind. And even the Avdim Eretz Ashur, the one that got lost in the land of Ashur, and the one that were pushed from the land of Egypt, they're going to come and they're going to bow in front of Hashem, and we're going to walk in the light of the face of Hashem. So this is Rosh Hashana. So Bezat Hashem, I don't know if we're going to learn on Thursday, because just the day before the preparation. So if we're not going to learn, then Shana Tova to all, Shana Tova Umetuka.